The flip side of Nevada's great outdoor is its vibrant urban scene. Even when there's nothing official going on, features like this fountain here at the El Dorado Casino provide constant bursts of excitement. Events and shows in Nevada really reflect our attitude. Smart, sexy, unique, and unforgettable. They're so cool, in fact, that visitors will often plan an entire vacation around a single show. Knowing how excited folks get about happenings in the Silver State, Travel Nevada is really trying to bring a focus to events and deals. But we can only provide the structure. It's up to you to bring the heat. Let me show you how to add events.
So I hear there's something cool going on over at your place that you want to get listed on our events and shows page. Piece of cake. Let's walk through how to create an event or a show on TravelNevada.com. As you can see, I've already logged in and I'm sitting at the Industry Partners dashboard. Over on the right-hand side, our dashboard menu, we're going to click on Create an Event. Since this is the third video in our series, some of these items will go through pretty quickly. On the General Info tab, you're going to see our standard title, body, and then as we display, summary. Again, title is the title of the event, summary is the teaser which shows up on the search results listing, and body is where you put all of the details of the event. I went ahead and pre-filled everything with some test content, just so we see how it looks on the other end. The Rotator tab is just like the Rotator item on Points of Interest, and it allows us to add multiple images and video links to this entry. Since we haven't shown an example of adding a video in a previous tutorial, we're going to go ahead and add a video to this entry. Even though we're adding a video, we still need to attach an image to act as the thumbnail, so let's start by clicking Browse. Here's our good old media browser again. Since I already have a thumbnail for the YouTube video that I'm planning on using, I'm instead going to go to Library and choose it from the library of available images. Now you may see some images that you don't recognize when you go to the library. That's because the library contains all imagery uploaded by all users, including TravelNevada.com, for any purpose. And that can end up being an awful lot of imagery. This is where putting a category next to an image really comes in handy. I remember that the image I want to use I categorized as general imagery, so I'm going to go to the category drop-down box and I'm going to choose general imagery. Once I've chosen general imagery, I'm now presented with only those images which were placed in the category of general imagery. And there's the one I want to use, summer tape. So I'm going to select it and click Submit. You'll notice that instead of going on to assign a category and enter alt and title text, I came right back to the main screen. That's because we entered all that stuff when we first uploaded this image, so we don't have to do it again. Now we just need to enter a source if appropriate. I'm going to say NCOT since it's our video, and then paste the share link from the YouTube video into the YouTube link box. If you'd like to know where that share link is on YouTube, go to the video on YouTube and click Share. This link here is what you'll be pasting into the field on TravelNevada.com. After we've copied the link from YouTube, we go back to the Create Event page on TravelNevada.com and paste the YouTube link into the YouTube link field. That's really all there is to it. Let's go ahead and add a still image as well. So go ahead and click on Add Another Item. You'll notice we now have another set of image fields, a Browse button, YouTube link, and source. Let's go ahead and click on Browse. I'm going to go ahead and use another image that's already in the library. So I'm going to click on Library. I'm going to go to General Imagery again. And I'm going to choose this summer still. Since it was a pre-existing image, it takes us right back to the main screen. Let's go ahead and give credit to NCOT for this wonderful image, and we're good to go. Now if these were both still images, I could rearrange the order that the images appeared simply by clicking the little rearrange icon and dragging. In this case though, because we love videos, videos will always show up first, even though in the order it's showing up second. Also note the little warning here at the top, just reminding you that none of these changes will take effect until you save this form. We have our imagery. Let's go ahead and move over to Event Specifics. These fields should all look pretty familiar by now. If not, maybe you're watching these videos in the wrong order. So let's enter the related website address and move on to date. Unlike packages and deals, where the from and to dates told us when to start showing the package or deal and when to stop showing the package or deal, here we enter the duration of the event or show, maybe a one-day show, maybe a weekend-long event. Regardless of what date we put in for the from date, an event or show will show up on the Events and Shows page immediately. It certainly does us no good to not advertise the event or show until it's actually happening. Events and shows will stop displaying, however, after the to date has been reached. The price field is again expressed in a number of dollar signs from 1 to 5. I've gone ahead and pulled up the legend from the website to remind you what each of the dollar signs mean. Again, you can always access this legend yourself by going to Events and Shows, pulling up the details for an event, and clicking on the price point. It's also located in documentation on the Industry Partners page. You'll see the field for TripAdvisor ID. Just like Places to Stay, TripAdvisor will collect reviews on events and shows as well. If you have access to the 6-digit ID number for the TripAdvisor entry, just go ahead and enter it here. That'll give visitors a chance to see how your event or show is being rated on TripAdvisor. Next on the list is Taxonomy. Again, should look very familiar by now. Let's start by choosing a city. Again, I'm going to choose Carson City, and selecting the categories that this event or show belongs to. Since our event is a light and sound show, I'm going to go down to Enlighten Me and choose Enlighten Me and Performing Arts. That should work pretty well. There's a tags field at the bottom of the page, but we're not going to use that for events and shows right now. Alright, let's move to the next field. Because workflow, legacy, and URL path settings are all administrative fields, we're on our last field, which is location. Just like with points of interest, location is very important because it tells the system where to place map pins on the various maps throughout TravelNevada.com, so be as specific as you can be. Remember that you're entering the location where you want the visitor to show up, which may be different from your office or mailing address. Once that information is added, we perform our last all-important step and click the Save button. Now we get to see how our visitors will see our event. Here's the title, the related categories. Since we added a video, we can go ahead and click that play button and the video will play. We can also scroll through and see the other images that we've added to the event. Scrolling down, we can see the rest of the information. Date of event, address, price point, link to the website address, TripAdvisor reviews, and the details of the event. We can also see that our map point has been placed properly by zooming in and seeing where the yellow dot is. Now on rare occasion, the map point may not be exactly where you want it. Don't worry about that too much. That's all part of what we review before we publish your entry. If the map point still needs a little fine-tuning after the event or show goes live, just contact us and we'll make the corrections. Great, we're all done. Let's go up to my dashboard and click on it. Here we can see the Super Spectacular Show, our latest event. We can show when it was last updated, shows the current state, which is under review, whether or not it's been published, and a link if we need to edit it. Again, it usually takes us a couple of days to review a new entry. Once we review it, however, we'll go ahead and publish it, and it will be available to visitors who click on Events and Shows. Told you it was pretty easy to add a new event to TravelNevada.com. Events and shows are another great way to gain exposure for your property, so there's no reason to not start entering your events and shows right now.
Whether it's a big-name entertainer or an outdoor show like those that happen here at Wingfield Park, there are always tourists looking for the type of event that you're producing. Listing your show or event on TravelNevada.com will help make sure that your event becomes the highlight of a tourist's Nevada adventure. It just takes a few minutes and it's super simple, so there's no time like the present to get started.